Boys, we are fucking back with another video. This is on how to design the perfect diet. Basically, nutrient maxing. This is all about getting all the nutrients that your body needs to have its basic functions, which we're going to go into. So let's dive right into this. Basically, really what you need to know is what makes a diet good or bad. So really the whole point of eating food in the first place is to give our body the nutrients that we need to actually have all the functions and performance do the best that we can do. Because if we're missing any nutrients, then we're just not going to perform at our best because every nutrient has its own characteristics that it can give us. So we want to strive to design our diet to hit all our nutrient needs, and we're just fueling for performance, really not pleasure. A lot of people, and I used to do this, I used to eat like a ton of bread and just like tortillas, just like randomly because I thought it tasted good. And there's nothing wrong with foods tasting good because what I'll get into is really the foods that are the most nutrient dense actually taste the best once you stop eating like all the sugar, all the stuff that's not really good for you, and you switch over to a good diet that's actually performing at your best. You're going to find that you're going to prefer it way more than going back to that old sugary things that you used to eat. So basically, a good analogy that I like to give is a video game character. So think of every nutrient like a stat for a video game. So as you can see here, here are the vitamins that our body uses. These are some of the micronutrients that we can eat. And we have all these. And then basically what they are, they're kind of like stats in a video game. So in a video game, you have stats such as strength, speed, defense, list goes on and on. It can be whatever. But what the micronutrients do and what nutrients do in general is give you certain abilities, you could say like abilities or key characteristics, performance enhancing things that you can use for your body, for your training, for your health, just overall performance in everything that you do. And really, that's the best way to explain it. So some examples of this is if you have low magnesium, then your muscles aren't going to contract properly and you're not going to be recovering as well as you can. Low zinc is going to equal lower testosterone because zinc is the most important micronutrient for testosterone production. And also vitamin D, very good for testosterone as well. And you're going to have low energy. If you have low vitamin D, you're not going to feel as good. You're not going to have good energy. You're honestly like going to feel depressed in a way because that's what that does as well. You don't want to be like this guy. I put this picture here to not strive to be this guy. If you are this guy, if you're watching this video, then I'm going to help you out. Just stay tuned. Just absorb all this information. But yeah, so these are the nutrients that we need. So to design the perfect diet, we want to look at micro versus macronutrients. And really what we're going to cover mostly is the micro. So as you can see here, macro, this is our protein, carbs, and fats. And this is pretty surface level. A lot of people do talk about the macronutrients, and these are important to understand, but they are pretty surface level. You can just hit these needs pretty easily, and then you call it at that. But today I do want to focus more on the micros because that's really what moves the needle and really gives you like that advantage and allows your body to perform at its best, giving you all the energy, the health, and best for muscle building, fat loss. Every single function in the human body comes down to how many micronutrients you have in your body and in your diet. So if you go over to this side, we put the crown on the micronutrients because these are the king of diets. You want to focus way more on these because the macros will come, but macros don't equal micros, if that makes sense. So to dive a little deeper on this point, these are all the functions that the micronutrients do. And I don't want to go into every single one of these. You can pause the video, read what the benefits are and what this actually does for you. And these are like basically your stats. Think of it as every single nutrient gives you a certain ability or a certain characteristic that you can use in your body for everything that you want to do, like health, cognition, muscle building, dopamine, ATP production, collagen, inflammation, testosterone, energy, metabolism, insulin sensitivity, breaking down fats and carbs. These are the main functions, and obviously there's a lot more than this. Every single nutrient has hundreds of functions in your body. I just wanted to explain what each one does at its most basic level and really explain how important it is to actually hit all your micronutrients. Really, like, think of it like this. Like, why would you give yourself a disadvantage by being deficient in micronutrients? Like, if you could choose to have a diet that's full of micronutrients, that you're getting all the nutrients that you need, versus a diet that doesn't have it, you're just going to be disadvantaging yourself if you're just choosing the other one. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't focus on the actual nutrition density foods that you need to eat. They're eating pizza, shitty carbs. Like, I used to do the same thing. Like, I'm not calling anyone out because, well, I guess I am, but I'm calling my past self out, which a lot of people are stuck in that same position. So my job is to help you guys out, actually educate and bring this information to you guys. So next thing I want to cover is how do we actually hit all these micronutrients? And I want to show you guys this website here. It's called Cronometer. This is what I use to track my diet. You can plug every single food that you eat in here. So we're going to dive into that website. We're going to transition over right now. All right, so we are on Cronometer, and this is what a full day of eating looks like for me on paper. I'm going to do a video on actually like what I do, how I cook my foods, show you everything that I eat throughout the day and how I eat it with the training times, nutrition, everything, how I wake up. There's a lot that goes into it in terms of timing. That's another topic for another day. But these are the foods that I eat in the quantities. And yeah, so go to cronometer.com. You do have to make an account for this. It's completely free. You can just sign up with your email. And then what you can do is actually log your foods in here. And then it's going to give you every single micronutrient, macronutrient, every single amino acid, all the different types of fats, all the carbs, give you every single breakdown of what foods you eat, so you know if you're hitting your nutrition goals or not. So if I plug what I eat into my days here, I'm basically hitting all my needs. And there's some here like sodium. That doesn't count the salt that I put on my food, but there's a lot that goes into it. Vitamin E, 90%, folate, 90%. Everything else is being hit to an extreme in some cases, like vitamin B3, I'm getting 261, B12, I'm getting 1,000% of this. I mean, these are all good things. You don't some of the recommendations aren't set in stone. You just want to make sure that you're getting a sufficient amount of the nutrient. That's really all that matters. But yeah, you can plug your diet in. And right now I am bulking. So right now it's November 10th, 2025. I just started a bulk recently, so I'm eating around 3,000 calories per day. And I just plug in my food. So as you can see here, this is basically what I eat on a daily basis. It does change, give or take, on the day depending on the training. But in general, this is what I'm eating. So you can plug in any food that you have here. So let's say you start your day off with some eggs. Go here, type in egg, and then you click eggs, and it's going to show you this. And then, I don't know, let's say you have 4 eggs in the morning. And it's going to give you every single nutrient that you need. You can click on this and see specifically what the eggs provide for you. So as you can see here, they're pretty good in selenium, which is a micronutrient. For testosterone, pretty good for that. And you can just, like I said, plug everything in that you eat here, and then you can check what actually gives you certain nutrients if you click on one certain one. And if you want to see the full picture, just scroll down like this. And you can look at this, see what the function of the nutrient is in a more detailed way, and then also the sources of high things with that nutrient. So vitamin A, you can get it in liver. I don't personally eat liver. I have tried it before. If you want, you can do like a liver supplement. It's very nutritious for a ton of the micronutrients. But ground beef, red meat does the trick as well. And I'll show you exactly what the most important things I eat here. So eggs, staple in every single day. Ground beef as well. Greek yogurts. And then avocado and sweet potato. Those are like the main basic things I eat. And then everything else is honestly like super standard for me. I don't really change my diet too much depending on the days, like maybe the quantities of how much I'm eating. But in terms of the food that I eat, it is pretty standard for me. If I do go out to a restaurant or to a friend's place or have some certain event come up, then obviously I'll change it. I'm not super dogmatic about my diet, but if I can stick to one thing consistently, then obviously that is better. So I did want to share this with you guys. It's a really cool trick, or not trick, but website that you can use to break down everything that you eat and gives you every single stat, as you can see here. But yeah, I don't use this every single day. Like, I know what my diet is. Sometimes I'll just put it into ChatGPT or MyFitnessPal. I'm not going to use Cronometer every day. But if you want to design a new diet and design a diet that you want to eat and make sure it's hitting your nutrition goals, then go ahead, go use Cronometer, test it out, see what you need to supplement. As you can see here, I supplement with fish oil, and I do take magnesium as well. I mean, I do take a lot more supplements than that. I do take some vitamin D, take some magnesium, omega-3s with the fish oil. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here. Use this website to design your diet. Make sure you're hitting all the micronutrients, and then we'll cover macronutrients as well in another video. That's another topic. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.